If you've ever attempted to take a really cute photo of your child, only to realize in the end you completely underexposed the image and it's way too dark and the moment is over, then this video is for you. Before you trash that image, I'm gonna walk you through a really basic Lightroom workflow to recover an image from something like this to this. And I'm gonna keep this video short and jump right into Lightroom. So here's an example of what I'm talking about. When I say underexposed, I'm talking about an image that is very, very dark. This image in particular was about 3 stops underexposed. These are the edits that I was able to do in Lightroom. Here is another example, very dark, very underexposed. So before you trash an image like this, watch this video to see if you can recover it into something like this. We're gonna go ahead and edit this photo because this photo was taken under that exact scenario that I just talked about. I had this camera and tripod set up against a white background because I was taking a photo for a blog post about what tripod to buy or something like that. And my then 2-year-old, who's 6 now, walked in and started playing with my camera and I just thought it was really cute. So I picked up my camera really quickly, took a quick photo, realized it was underexposed, and then took some more and corrected it. However, for the purposes of this video, I want to show you how to recover this image. Like, let's say this is the only one you got. Before you pitch it, if you love the image, let's work to try to recover it in Lightroom. The first thing we're going to do is I'm actually going to zoom in kind of around here so that you can see sort of skin tone, camera, background. Okay, so we're going to first increase the exposure, obviously. Now, this image, as you can see, was around 2 stops underexposed, almost 3. So we'll leave it around 2.5. But you'll notice that now the image is feeling really flat. So now we need to add some depth back in. So we're gonna do that by adding contrast. And typically when you have an underexposed image that you pull the exposure up on, you're going to need to pull the highlights down to preserve them. So your highlights or the brightest parts of your image will also get bright as you pull that exposure up and sometimes can get blown out. So typically you would want to pull your highlights down to preserve them. There's not a ton of highlights in this image because it was taken in a really dark office with one window, but we're gonna do it anyways. Then we're gonna pull up our shadows, which will add a lot of brightness to the image. And then now it's feeling even flatter because we pulled our shadows up and pulled our highlights down. So we're just really giving a really flat photo. So we can also, I'm gonna increase the whites just for my background, just a touch. And I'm gonna pull the blacks down to try to add some depth back into the image and increase my contrast a little bit more. Pull the shadows down some. Now, when we zoom out, it's better, but the colors are still really flat. So the next thing we need to do is go in and fix our color temperature. Okay, so we're in the color panel now. We just scroll down to color. And the first thing we're gonna do is pull the temperature up because you can see this is feeling really cool. So we'll pull this up to warm up our skin tone, really is what we're going for. But we still want our white background to feel white. This is a pure white, plain white background. So that's a good visual for us to adjust our color temperature. Now, when we pull this up, you're gonna notice that now it's feeling kind of green, especially with her green shirt on. So we can adjust the tint as well and tint this just a little bit more magenta so that the skin tones feel more natural. We can increase the vibrance some, and then pull this back down. The other thing we could do to fix our skin tones is in color grading and color mixing. However, this is a beginner video and the skin tone looks pretty good. So we're gonna go ahead and leave those alone. And now we're going to look at fixing the noise and grain that has been brought in by increasing that exposure. So those are the basic steps. We're gonna fix the exposure, we're gonna fix the color, and now we're going to correct the grain or noise because again, when you use an ISO that is high, you introduce grain into your image, but you do allow your camera to use a faster shutter speed, a narrower aperture. So this image was taken, you can see here with an ISO of 500. So when we increase that exposure, it is gonna have some grain. So we're gonna go back in here and we'll come down to manual noise reduction. So you can see that panel here, and we're just gonna increase this luminance slider. And you'll see that that really softens the skin tone up and takes some of that grain away. You can play with these if you would like. For the purposes of this video, we're just gonna look at this. We're gonna keep it real simple. The other thing you can do, which will kind of override this, is check this denoise button. And that will use AI to decide what needs to be sharp in the image, what needs to be soft in the image. And I found that that does work really well when you have like eyes in the image where it will determine that the eyes need to stay sharp, skin tones need to be soft. That can be a good option. For this image, I don't really need it. But that is there as like a final option, which will kind of override the manual noise reduction that you've done. So we're gonna zoom back out to see how this is looking. So this is our final image. Again, we started here, now we're here. Big improvement, and it didn't take us very long. We really did 3 main things. fix the exposure, fix the color, reduce the grain. Now, every now and then you're going to come across an image that these basic steps don't work on. Maybe something still feels off about the image, or let's say you purposely underexposed an image to preserve a sky and you've got a silhouette of someone, you need to do some masking. So I'll be creating some subsequent videos to dive deeper into all those panels we didn't talk about, other things you can do to recover an underexposed image. But this is your basic everyday moment, just accidentally use the wrong settings and underexpose my image, how to correct it. If you enjoyed this video, which I really hope you did, I hope it was helpful for you and that you're able to save some memories, then I'd love for you to subscribe to this channel or check out my online photography course developed just for moms called Manual Mode for Moms.